Welcome to Higher Caliber.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
No, I did not.
Why?
Because I really didn't care.
Why? You're supposed to.
No. I probably was into sports the most I've ever been.
About 2 weeks ago.
Well, I would say this year and the last part of last year.
But were you actually into them?
No, I was into the betting.
Into gambling?
Yeah, it was lucrative somewhat if you got lucky.
I've had a working hypothesis for many years.
Okay.
And people have probably already heard me say it.
Okay.
But I think most people don't actually like sports.
Okay.
I think they just want to get the same hoodie the same like hoodie that everybody else gets, and they want to go to football games, and then they sit on the couch and then they look at their phone.
So they like the experience?
I don't think they want to be that person that doesn't like sports.
That doesn't? Now, see, I kind of...
Because you have to be in a tribe, and if you're not in a tribe, then you're the weird one. How often have we been the weird ones? Like, people are talking about sports, and we're like...
All the time.
That's cool. Yeah.
I will tell you that maybe you're right that people don't like sports, but what really freaking sets me off is the people that can rattle off all these stats about X, Y, and Z and this player and that player and their stats. Like,
see, that doesn't set me off because
that sets me off because it doesn't matter.
I agree, but we also know a bunch of stuff that doesn't really matter either.
That's true. I guess
that's how I know people are really actually into it, and that's fine. There's plenty of people that are actually into it, but there's plenty of people that just want to be a part of a tribe.
I get that.
They might know the quarterback.
The problem with that is, and where I guess maybe where it hit home for me, when everything revolves around politics now, right? So when these sports players start telling people how to think and feel, like they have no business doing that, but they have this audience, right? That they can.
It's a psyop, dude.
Yeah. Well, I was going to get into that later, but we can get into it now.
Get into it.
So, like, I think I started putting the pieces together like a while ago, but this whole Travis Kelce and what's her name? The Swifties. T Swift. Like, that was all fabricated by the government in my mind.
I don't think it's the government.
You don't think it is?
I think it's marketing agencies.
I mean,
this will be really good for both of your careers.
It could be.
And then it's predictive programming because they're like, watch this documentary about the Kelce brothers. You know who else you really like? Taylor Swift.
Right. Well, so she had this tour, and maybe she's still on tour. I don't know, but I just looked it up, and she has the highest grossing tour out of everybody. She's over $1 billion. So you have that, and you have her whole clan, the Swifties. But then you have Travis Kelce, right?
It's so bad that we know a famous football player.
Yeah, that's one of the few.
It's making us talk about it. It's that effective of a campaign.
So they're together. How much do you think he makes playing football?
I don't know.
$14 million. Okay. How much did Pfizer pay him to do those commercials?
$6 million?
$20 million.
$20 million?
Yes. So make sure you get vaccinated because Travis Kelce said so.
Right.
You know, that just signed, sealed, delivered for me.
And that's just something they do for years, though, because how many times we've been told that we have to care about like people who get together, like famous people that get together.
I don't care.
Right.
I don't care. But yeah, when not just that, but like LeBron James and all these other people, when they start telling people how to think and feel, like, dude, you chase a ball around and get paid way too much money. And that's where you kind of take pride, like being a blue collar worker. Like, I actually work for a living. I don't give a flying rat's ass about people chasing balls around.
And that's why I don't like, we're both pretty big into music, I would say.
Sure.
It's just, there's like a 90% chance that the person that you listen to is probably a lefty. You know what I mean?
Probably.
And it's like, I just try to ignore that. It's like, cause I just want to listen to your music.
Right. What,
you know what I mean?
I was kind of turned off on Tyler Childers there for a while because, you know, he decided to break off, you know, quit doing drugs and quit drinking and making music, which he made way better music when he was completely obliterated.
Yeah.
I'll fight anybody on that one, but you know.
But dude, the tribal thing, and I was thinking about this today. I think it's the same way with politics. I think people
definitely
almost zero. Speaking of the Super Bowl and politics, right now the Senate just passed a bill that's going to the House for a shit ton of money going to Ukraine and Israel. And as much as I've always preached like, oh, they're trying to distract us with football, they're literally doing it on Super Bowl Sunday.
Right.
And I don't think people really pay attention. And it's almost like you do the same thing. I don't like politics. I don't really pay attention to all that.
Right.
Like it's almost trivial.
Right.
But
it is.
Is it really? Because people are like, it's like reality television. But then you go actually watch reality television. Like, what has a bigger impact? Politics? I would say so.
Probably.
The thing that drove me crazy is when people are like, I don't really pay attention to politics behind their mask for 3 years.
Sure.
But no, people are like, this is my football team. Just assume that I love sports.
Right.
They do the same thing like, I'm a Republican. Just assume that I'm paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
People are NPCs, dude.
Yep.
What is that, non-player character?
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, I'm going to go throughout my day. I think a lot of people aren't even real. Sometimes when I'm driving down the road, I'm like, are these people even actually real?
Just going through the motions.
Yeah. Honestly, like it's the box checker thing.
Yeah. Freaking box checkers, dude. I freaking hate them, man.
And I was talking to somebody on Instagram when they asked me about a holster, about appendix holsters.
Okay.
And I was like, here we go again. But I always like to give my advice because I spent way too much money on holsters. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to try this appendix thing out. Mm-hmm. Okay. You should get an appendix purposed holster. Right. And they're like, I don't want that. And I'm like, well, it's a part of the whole deal. And they're like, that's $120. Right. I don't want that. So they forego that. Mm-hmm. But then they spend $50 at B-dubs.
For sure.
It drives me crazy, dude.
Right.
Like, it drives me absolutely crazy. Like,
the prices of wings are too damn high now. I agree. You know? Jesus.
No, it's just like people
I miss 30-cent wing night. Okay.
Dude, when you hit people with the nuance of everything, they just immediately give up.
Right.
Like, I want to lose weight. You should stop. If you want to lose weight right off the rip, do you drink a lot of pop? Yeah. Stop doing that. Well, I like pop. Mm-hmm. Why are we having this conversation? Right. You know what you're supposed to do. There's no consistency. Right. With anything.
So it's a lot of tribalism.
It is. It's tribalism and people just not. They can't stay consistent for more than 10 seconds.
I get that.
I think I've said it the last 5 podcasts, but they just want to like things we all love doing. They don't realize that it's always everybody else's fault. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to go back to work. I just read today that we're the only country in the world that still has the office shortage problem. Nobody wants to get back in the office. Mm-hmm. But we want everything handed to us.
Where did all those people go, by the way?
They went home. I want to stay home. If I'm not making 6 figures, then it's not worth it. It's the man's fault. I'm not making 6 figures working from home.
Right.
It's always everybody else's fault.
I made 6 figures last year and I was never home.
Exactly. You worked. This country used to be about giving people opportunity to bust their ass and make something. Right. Not everything's handed to you. Yeah. And people sit there and say, yep, that's liberals for you. How many people do you know that are going to vote for Trump that are on fucking entitlement programs? Sure. And they're on Facebook talking shit about
the
Democrats.
They're living both lives.
Yeah. Pisses me off, dude.
Crazy. Did you, speaking of politics, did you happen to watch the, who's that, Tucker Carlson?
And Vladimir Putin?
Yeah. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't.
The first half hour was a history lesson.
That's what I heard.
And it was kind of a snooze fest, but he prefaces it with, We thought he was filibustering the whole thing, but it turns out he wasn't. So kind of bear with us. I watched it and I was like, dang, this dude's right. And then I was like, well, I could possibly be being misled by somebody who was in the Russian intelligence agency.
Right.
And might be a master manipulator and propagandist. But the things they said, the things they talked about are things that we already know. Like the people we elect to run our government don't actually run it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that just brings me right back to the NPC thing. It's like we have all these people passing bills in Congress and you go, oh, they have an R next to their name. I'm going to vote for them.
Sure.
Like congressmen.
Right. Voting party lines and
yeah,
stuff.
They're like, oh, they have an R next to their name. Well, while you were watching the Super Bowl, they just voted for all of your tax dollars to go to another country that you can't even point out on a map.
Right.
They would be so screwed if people started paying attention just a little bit
right.
to the people we elect.
Really,
like the little bit of control that we have.
Right. I mean, in one sense, I can see helping other people out, but how are you going to help other people when you need help at home? You know
That's the thing. They always say we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can help our country while we help their country.
Why do we have all this crazy?
When are we going to start helping our country, dude?
Yeah.
The border is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a left or right thing.
What's going on in Texas right now?
Hell, pure hell, apparently.
Okay.
It sounds really bad. You mean the federal government and Texas thing?
Versus Texas, yeah.
The Supreme Court upheld that the federal government's job is to secure the border and not the state.
Okay.
So they said that Texas couldn't put up razor wire or whatever.
Okay.
But apparently it wasn't necessarily about the razor wire. It's just the fact that a state put it up.
Oh.
Why would you not? It's not like they took it down and put up their own razor wire.
Sure.
And then Civil War is trending.
Sure.
And then the thing I put on Facebook the other day is totally true. People would sell their ammo for a bologna sandwich. The box checkers, the NPCs.
Freaking box checkers, man.
The NPCs that are like, I have guns, I have ammo, bring on the Civil War. You don't know what the hell you're asking for.
Right.
As cool as it sounds for like Texas to succeed, and
right.
It's not cool. It's really not.
Right. We don't want to go there.
No, we don't.
At all.
Like a lot of people had to die, so we don't go there again.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, they're the ones, not everybody that like buys bulletproof vests and night vision. They're not all LARPers and stuff, but dude, a lot of them are.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of them are.
Yeah.
They can't walk up a flight of stairs without being out of breath. They're like, I'm going to protect my family with these night vision. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
You're going to go. Hey, thanks for buying these.
Yeah. I hate to say it like that, but it's true.
Yeah. It's
like, I'm looking inward too. Like I should be way more healthier.
That's tribalism, man.
It is tribalism.
They want to be part of that defender tribe.
Yeah.
Like they're the guardians.
Well, they think their ideology is going to save them.
Sure.
But I don't think people have really thought about what's going to happen when all the power goes out. I'm just going to call my dad. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to go downstairs in your basement and look at your guns? Just look at them or something? What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm. I don't think they have those answers.
No, they don't. That's why the people that have actually been through it are like, you don't want this.
Mm-hmm.
It's complete chaos.
Yep.
And they will set. So many people in this country don't know what it's like to be hungry for more than 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they going to do when they're hungry for 24 hours? They'd probably sell their kid for a Snickers bar.
So a bologna sandwich would probably be pretty good then.
Yeah. Bologna sandwich just seemed like the first thing that comes to mind because it seemed just so silly.
I could see that though.
That's why I carry Spam in a duffel bag.
Really? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
How much for a gun?
How much Spam?
Yeah. Is that like per pound or
4 stones of Spam?
That's a lot of Spam.
Yeah, that's a lot of Spam. The people lately have just been driving me crazy. Too.
Right.
Like the mentality.
There we are again. Just technology, social media has just fucking ruined.
Yeah.
It's ruined everything.
And I'm mad at myself because it seems like every election cycle.
I'm totally not even ready for this. Like I don't even want to.
3 out of the 4 years, I'm a staunch libertarian, right? And then I find myself like on the MAGA train, like the last year, like I snapped, like 9 times out of 10, I will not defend Trump and all this. Like I just won't do it.
Right.
And then this shit happens, and I'm just like, MAGA, I guess.
Bring them on,
dude. I don't know. I hate how it happens. It seems like it's like, have you ever noticed that you only listen to a certain type of music in the seasons?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I definitely do that.
Right. It's happened to me with politics somehow.
Right.
And
like winter times, like my emo, maybe a little rap.
Yeah.
Summertime's metal.
Yeah. I mean, 90% of the time I'm like, tax this dick. And then, 4 years go by in the fall. I'm just like, build the wall, build it. Sorry. My Trump impression sucks ass.
What'd you say?
My Trump impression sucks ass.
Trump. I thought you said something about depression. Wintertime depression is real.
It really is real.
We need sun. The sun.
That's why we're so white.
Mm-hmm.
So we can. Apparently that's how it works. Apparently that's why.
Do you think people are happier in like Florida?
Yeah.
Think so?
I actually think so.
It makes sense.
Because everybody we know that's happy here is because they spent 6 months in Florida and then they come back for the summer.
That's true. I don't know. Florida is okay, but I don't dig it.
It's muggy.
It's muggy.
There's alligators.
Snakes.
Snakes.
I don't do snakes. That's probably my biggest
bugaboo. Are we just
bugaboo.
Pussies?
I don't mind other things, but snakes don't even have legs and they move fast. I'm just saying.
It's in the Bible. It's literally like the devil.
So I'm ingrained to hate snakes. I'm cool with that.
I honestly think we're born to hate snakes, dude.
Yeah, I don't do snakes. A lot of old people in trailer parks in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big giant bugs too.
I don't like big giant bugs.
Big giant ones. They're called water bugs or water beetles or water crickets. Palmetto bugs. That's what they are. They're huge. They're huge look them up. Huge cockroaches.
All right. Palmetto bugs.
Yeah, when we were down there was one in Erica about flipped.
Shouldn't she be used to that by now?
She left. She went to a different room.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it was in our bedroom.
Palmetto State Armory.
No, not the gun.
Oh, no.
Palmetto bug. Look it up.
Palmetto bug. Holy mother of Linda.
Yeah.
That's a big old bug.
Yeah. Imagine waking up from a little whiskey buzz at 3 a.m. and you're like, Jesus Christ.
The thing lives with us on, the thing lives with us on Earth. Oh.
They said aliens were real. That's one of them.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Can't stop looking at it. I'm trying to get a size comparison.
Like that big.
It's 2 big lighters. Palmetto big bug size. How's firefighting going, dude?
It's going, had a few fires this year so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not bad. What about your way?
I'm dry.
You're dry?
Just me personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I'm off. Seems like
it's actually my Kelly day today, so they'll probably burn something today.
Right.
Maybe not. I don't really care. I'm off.
I'm off and I'm over it. All right, sorry. I'm still looking at palmetto bugs.
They're pretty impressive, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are down there.
Well, they have dinosaurs down there too. So
like the alligators?
Yeah. Why does it seem like everybody who lives in Florida don't really give a shit about alligators?
I'm not sure. Now, granted, I've never had any real live action. I really got live action.
Live action.
I've never dealt with an alligator in person, but I can't say I think a snake would just mess with me more than an alligator. Personally.
Do you remember the name of the snake in Marion? Was it Masaga?
The Eastern Masaga rattlesnake, I believe. They dumped a ton of those things.
Is it just in Kildare Plains?
That is the largest population, I believe, in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
is in killdeer.
Why would you do that?
Dude,
Why did they do that? And why do they not make us? Why do they let us hunt there?
I don't know. Not sure. What I had heard is they like introduced them to that habitat, and then like they used to do a bunch of like horse trials and dog trials out there and stuff, and then they quit doing it because the animals were getting bit by these snakes. Now, granted, I think they're probably maybe somewhat hibernating when we are there because it's cold.
Cold.
I would imagine. So we don't really run into them, but probably in the summertime, it's probably lit, son.
I ain't going out there, dog.
I ain't doing it.
No.
Nope. Maybe I should get some rattlesnake venom for my dog. Not a bad idea.
Can you just buy rattlesnake venom?
Dude, I'm sure you can buy.
Like Amazon?
We'll look it up. Probably. I don't know. Probably like chewy.com. Get everything else on there.
Are you you gonna go coyote hunting or anything?
Sometime.
I keep seeing people shooting dogs.
So I have a night vision setup, but I want to put it on a dedicated rifle, and I need another rifle.
It's a terrible problem to have.
I know. I just have.
Who doesn't have another rifle, sell his PS5 and buy one.
No.
Come on, dog.
PS5 is pretty tight.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. Been gaming a lot. It's my thing right now. In the wintertime, not much else to do.
Right.
I like it. You like it? You know what I did notice?
Yes.
So you can see, what I noticed?
No, I do like, you asked if I liked it. I like it.
Oh, so I did notice you were talking about, doing stuff while the Super Bowl was going on. But I have this like pretty extensive friends list on PlayStation, people that I've played with before, whatever. During the Super Bowl, there was not one person online playing PlayStation.
Losers.
Freaking losers, man.
Dude, back to since we're talking about the Super Bowl again. I've been thinking about since this Super Bowl, we used to watch the Super Bowl when we were like kids.
Yeah.
Mom and dad would throw it on.
Sure.
They don't know anything about football. Was it the commercials?
Some people
it's
watch
just
it
something
for the
you
commercials.
do.
I think it's something you do.
But now you can see them all online anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I don't know. We didn't have it on here. I don't pay for, cable.
It's on like YouTube TV. Now. YouTube's taken over.
I don't pay for that either. I got Netflix and Amazon Prime.
Why do we have all this stuff?
I don't know.
Why do I pay for Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Netflix?
I don't know.
It's stupid.
I don't know. Something to do, I guess.
To distract me.
I don't even watch TV though.
It makes me feel better that 30+% of my wages are being sent over to other countries.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
If you can't tell I'm upset about that.
I can tell.
Does it make anybody else mad?
I think it makes people mad, but I don't know.
Like, well, what do you do?
What do you do?
I think we should stop paying taxes.
Okay.
When you initially set up for your job, you can
just not
withhold or what is it when you like check the box to
you can
withhold?
You can change your withholdings.
What would they actually do if everybody stopped doing that? I know the question's been asked before. What would they do?
I don't know.
Pakistan wouldn't get its freaking gender studies or whatever money.
That's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
There's so much wasted money in the government.
Dude, it wastes so much money. We should shut it off.
You know what I heard the other day?
Shut the government off.
What I heard the other day talking about, spending or whatever, but I don't know what I was watching, but and maybe you have some input on this, but it was saying that certain parts of the military, so say like so and so, and I don't know how it works, but say your battalion or whatever has a budget, right? Mm-hmm. And if you don't spend for that year, whatever's in your budget, then the next year it gets reduced. So say you have $100,000 to spend at the end of the year, you just buy random shit.
That makes sense.
So you keep your original budget. So like
with there's no rollover.
There's no rollover.
So it incentivizes you to spend more.
Yeah. So at the end of the year, they're buying I'm going to buy 100 TVs.
I can understand if it's use it or lose it, but not reduce your budget the following year.
Right. Well, and I don't, like I said,
that could be.
I don't know even where I heard that, but it was something I read.
Did you hear that on PlayStation?
It could have been.
I don't know. I got some friends that used to do that, so I'm sure I could ask them.
But
it sounds like a military thing to do.
It definitely made sense in that aspect. Like, oh, they would do that.
So they're trying to save money there. And meanwhile, there's millions and millions of dollars unaccounted for.
Right.
Especially that we just shipped overseas. And everyone's like, oh, I don't know. Whatever.
I was watching one of my buddies. He was doing some online auction stuff the other day. And this site was huge. It's all over the country. And there was tons of military surplus items that were brand new, unopened. Like, what the crap? You know?
You mean like
just random, tools or vehicles or, machines, whatever.
You got to keep that military industrial complex moving. It's the only thing where you could literally drop a nuclear bomb in the ocean and people would make money from it somehow.
Right. Absolutely crazy.
And that's what they say when we send money to, a bunch more money to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk about that, people get mad because they live and die on the Israel sword for whatever reason.
Sure.
When you send a bunch of money over there, they're like, it's okay. It comes back to us because defense contracting jobs like Raytheon and Boeing.
Mm.
So we're giving them money, but they're really spending it back with us. So it's okay. Like, all that makes me feel a lot better.
No, these companies are just getting rich.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not coming back to us.
No, dude.
And
I didn't pay attention to that stuff when I was young, dumb, and full of energy.
Right.
When I was enlisted.
Well, if you look at any of these other if you look at these people that are millionaires, billionaires, or whatever, they always say that they're trying to write everything off so they don't have to pay taxes. So it's not like it's coming back.
Right.
Well,
Dwight Eisenhower, when he was getting out of office, gave this really big famous speech about how everybody should pay attention to the military industrial complex.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is just money laundering is all it is.
Sure.
And it's not even a secret anymore. They're just like, but we're going to keep doing it. I mean,
that's the thing.
Think about all the American jobs.
Yeah. Right.
It's bullshit.
We have a ton of American jobs and people just don't want to work anymore.
Right. And I don't know when the left and the right switched on that, because I think I'm actually a liberal.
You think so?
I think I am.
Why is that?
I think I'm like a pre-2012 liberal.
Okay.
Like that.
Back when it was the working man?
Back when you actually didn't want people to go to war, mm-hmm. and you thought military spending was insane.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's, I think it was Raytheon. It's either Raytheon or I think it was Raytheon. No, it was Lockheed Martin.
Okay.
The people that make all the good stuff.
SR-71 Blackbird, son.
America. Lockheed Martin was they had a rainbow colored sign. Like, everybody at a Pride festival was like carrying Lockheed Martin signs, mm-hmm. which, like, all that says to me is, like, the people that are generally on the left and left sponsored activities are carrying a Lockheed Martin sign. Like, we're super war now. And, like, I can't say I remember much of the 90s because I was born in 92. So I'd be lying if I said, like, I was raised, like,
yeah, right.
Like, lived life in the 90s early. I was just drilling on myself and eating crayons and stuff.
Nah.
But it seemed like
now you're 30.
That liberal was like, we don't see color of people's skin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the last thing we even care about, if at all. And now it's that's all we care about. Right. This is your identity. Mm-hmm. The classical liberal, like the enlightened liberal,
right,
didn't care about that at all. So it's like, that's me. And also, I don't want to go invade other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Am I a liberal?
Maybe. Maybe.
Am I pre-Obama 2012 liberal?
I never agreed with the party line voting anyway. So,
right.
It's hard to put a label.
We get giant douches and turds. It's the illusion of choice that we always get.
Right.
You know? And it's like, it blows. Because a lot of people are like, they just pick a color and that's it.
Sure.
And I did hear something that was kind of interesting. Like, well, it's not necessarily just two people. We have a whole process to where, like, oh, this person is more libertarian. So you get a chance to put them on the two-party thing.
Right.
We just keep getting hosed.
What'd you think about the guy that was in the race, that Vivek
Vivek like cake.
Vivek like cake.
I know nothing about him. Just
the Ramaswamy?
I loved him.
I did too. I really
I did. He'll be back.
Think so?
He's like, what, 37, 38,
Yeah.
38?
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Yeah. He, I didn't have a problem
And to
with
think
him.
people didn't like him because he spoke too well. He's another Obama.
I didn't think so.
No. I've listened to him on podcasts for 3 hours at a time where he could actually articulate what he was talking about instead of people. The way we debate
Sure. You get
is so stupid.
boom, fire question. You get.
Dude, it needs to be long form podcast type debate where you mute somebody's phone or you shouldn't have to, but you should have the ability to
mute somebody.
Like me and you can't just yell at each other the whole time.
Sure.
And the way it's so stupid, it's just like, I'll still watch every debate just for like the antics, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But you got 4 or 5 people standing there, all their donors in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I gave you a bunch of money. You better say something good. And all they try to do is talk over each other.
Right.
That is it. And then you're supposed to just pick.
Sure.
And like Vivek hit so many podcasts and did all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And for a guy that nobody knew a year or two ago, doing as well as he,
Sure.
I think 2028 will be his time.
I think so.
And that's the thing. Like, I want him to do good, but I don't hold allegiance to anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I totally get that.
Like, not one person is going to fix your situation.
Right.
Like, they can do things that drastically change your life, obviously, like make you take a vaccine. But it's really the people that aren't running the government that aren't elected to run the government that run the government.
Sure.
And then you start saying things like deep state, and people like roll their eyes. Oh, conspiracy theorist. It's not really. You don't have to say deep state. It's the managerial class. That's it.
Right.
But we have PlayStation and monsters, and
I heard that.
Yeah, that was my esophagus rumbling from a monster. That just reminded me of that. What were we talking about?
Distractions.
Yeah. Yeah. But before that, we were talking about, Vivek. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked him.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to stay in touch with what's going on.
You can't watch the news.
I don't.
I'm not saying you're wrong. You'd be wrong for watching it. You just have to know what you're watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then again, like, I don't know. How do you know what's real and fake anymore?
You have to get as much information as you possibly can and make your own conclusion. And that's the other thing. I was listening to something the other day, and they were talking about how you do not have to have an opinion on things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so many people, like, as soon as the Israel-Palestine thing came out, people were like, what's your opinion on that? And everybody just made themselves look stupid.
Sure.
Because they just shot out of a cannon and had an opinion.
Right.
Just not even in politics, in regular life. You don't have to have an opinion on everything.
Yeah.
It might seem like I do because I never shut up.
That's true.
But
That's true.
But you really don't.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with that.
And you've been good about that.
Sure.
Because you're just like, I don't know anything about it.
Yep.
So I literally have nothing to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
But people just want your reaction.
Right. And it's not that I don't care. It's just like, you know, I've just kind of not that I've given up, but it's just like the way that I was getting my news before, you know, watching the news or, and you can't trust social media. So it's like.
That's what's disappointing about it is so many people have been demoralized that they're like, I thought this was true, but it's not. You know what? I can't keep up anymore.
Right.
And even if I do know the answer, who cares?
Right.
But when the whole country's like that, that's not good, dude. It's just not.
Morale is everything.
Yeah, it really is. And we're just so damn distracted by everything.
Yep.
And the things that are distracting us are also slowly pumping in information that might not overtly make us think one way, but they'll subliminally just.
Is that propaganda?
That's propaganda. Yeah. That's what propaganda is.
Yeah. It's sad. And I don't know what it looks like from here on out. You know what? Does it ever get better? Do you think?
I don't know. People always talk about Rome and make fun of Rome, but I think we're going way downhill faster than Rome.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to forget how awesome we were when we started because they're going to make fun of us how we end up finishing, because I don't see it sustaining.
Yeah.
I really don't. And that sounds like a terrible outlook. And I just think when people get a little more involved and pay attention a little bit more, dude, even locally, because people always say, and it's true, local elections matter way more than like federal and stuff.
Sure.
How many people freaking vote locally? Have you seen the turnouts? It's terrible.
Yeah.
But people bitch on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Because it's easy.
Right.
You know?
And I'm not saying that it's going to fix everything, and I'm torn too, because when people are like, I'm not voting at all, that's your right not to vote. You're not less of a person for not voting. And then you hear people say, well, you can't talk shit if you don't vote. You're still allowed to talk shit because you still have the First Amendment, but I am kind of in that camp where, you know, and it happens both ways. People, the outlook is so bleak. They're like, why does it matter if I vote? So the shitty candidate gets it. Or if everyone's like, well, Trump's definitely going to get the nomination, I'm just going to stay home.
Right.
That's a tactic they use a lot. They'll run stuff on the, like I think in the New Hampshire primary, they're like, this is Trump's, like way before polls even close. So people are like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm going to go home. I'm not going to vote.
Right.
And then that's kind of how they F everything up. I think everything's going to be fine. And I'm not one of those people, like when people are like, I don't want to have kids because I don't want to bring them into this world. That's what they want.
Yeah. And
that's why I'm like, have as many kids as you can, recreate yourself.
Right.
And show them.
Recreate the good people.
Yeah. Show them the right way.
I don't want to say that I was like a strong believer in that, but I'm going to say that it crossed my mind. Like, man, the world's going to shit. Like, do I really want to bring kids into this? You know?
Yeah.
And even though, even if they have a shit storm to deal with when they're older, like I'm glad that I had kids.
Yeah.
Because they're awesome.
It's the best thing you can do.
And I think, the good parents can guide them to be good people no matter what the situation is. So.
Do you stay up late at night worrying about climate change?
No, it's never crossed my mind.
Not once.
No.
Because I believe that it's, it's real. Like weather's real. But there are actually college kids that are being treated for depression because they're worried about climate change. Like it's not just a joke though. Like it's actually embedded in their brain so much,
right,
that they have anxiety about climate change.
Right.
Can you imagine living? And they're the ones that are like, I'm not going to bring kids in this world. Realistically, they're going to abort them first anyway. There's that freaking guy who wants to get the first uterine transplant. Did I say that right? Is a uterus transplant a uterine transplant?
I know what you're talking about.
Am I saying that right?
Sure.
Uterine?
Yeah, female parts.
Transplant so he can have an abortion.
What?
Yeah. People are sick, dude.
Who in the hell comes up with that shit, man?
It's the devil.
I mean,
I think it's actually the devil.
You think so?
Because I can't think of any other person that would be so deprived that people that are like, I had 3 abortions and I loved it. You're sick.
See, that's that bullshit.
That's that bullshit.
That's a box checker.
What? I'm checking the I want 3 abortions box.
Yeah, I guess
1,
so.
2, and 3.
I feel like some people just get like a mentality, like they tribe up, right?
Right.
They're in this tribe, and then I'm gonna, there's some competition, and I'm gonna check more boxes. Like
I had 4 abortions, bitch.
yeah, exactly. Like that is just crazy to me.
It's gross.
I don't understand all of that at all.
I think it's mental illness.
Very well could be.
It's the devil.
Very well could be. Like
at a certain point, you can't explain it other than good and evil, dude. I know a lot of people get turned off like, oh, now we're talking about angels and devils, but like, what else could it be?
I don't know. I've never once even came close to thinking anything like that.
I don't know. I might be like the minority that thinks it. I mean, up until like 10 minutes ago, killing babies was actually the radical thing.
Right.
I know that sounds crazy, but that was the most radical idea. I just I don't understand, because you have the people that are like, well, I'm not really religious, but I want to be a good person. I don't want to murder anybody.
Sure.
I know tons of people like that, and I respect them.
Mm-hmm.
But where is the bridge where you're like, but those, you don't believe in abortion because you're one of those Jesus people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, you just didn't want to kill that person over there. Like, is it such a hard bridge to connect? Apparently it is.
Apparently.
I'm a radical.
Yeah, I will never understand how those people think or get there.
It's because we're not women.
I don't know. I know a lot of.
I'll just go ahead and I'll just write the comment for itself. Oh. 2 men talking about women's bodies. Sorry, I'll never do it again. Anyway.
Yeah, you will.
That will. Yeah, I totally will. I'll be holding a flaming Excalibur while I do it with a falcon.
Yeah, that's just a whole. I can't even speak on it because I don't know.
It's all the people like 10 years ago were like, they're just doing silly stuff right now while they're in college, and then they actually got into institutions and became CEOs and stuff, and they're like, oh, okay. I think that I'm ready for it all to just stop and restart.
Like what do you think is going to happen next? Like you think?
I'm hoping Jesus Christ comes back.
Yeah.
With a flaming sword. And then we can just call it.
Hits the reset button?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not reset. Maybe just end.
The end.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just do the best you can every day and try not to get psyoped. And when it gets too overwhelming, we turn all this crap off and we go outside and we enjoy and we touch grass, as they say.
It's hard to do in Ohio. I hope that doesn't happen in the wintertime.
I touch grass and snow in the same day.
Oh, it's terrible. We haven't really had winter yet, I feel like.
Don't you ever say that.
I'm just saying.
The snow's been around.
A couple times. It hasn't been super cold, though.
Did anybody ever thank climate change? See, now I'm using the appropriate words.
Climate
change.
I don't know.
Did anybody ever thank global warming for not having these harsh winters?
I don't know.
Is there any way we can stop it right here?
Like we had an ice age, right? Like that's a thing.
I think we're still in it.
You think so?
I think I honestly think that technically we're still in it. Does that make sense?
Okay. Because it's
why is it every time that I just freely talk about anything I want, everything always goes back to Antarctica for me. Because I wanted to talk about Antarctica, but I don't even want to get in it.
There's a lot of stuff there, isn't there?
There's too much unknown about Antarctica. What was I looking up? Ice Age.
Mm-hmm. So, like, you can't even get into Antarctica, right?
Right. And there's claims by multiple countries on it, and
I was going to ask, is there an actual, like...
It's weird. If you look at it on a map, they're like split up.
Who owns it?
A bunch of different countries.
Really?
Yeah. That's why you can't just go. Pretty weird, isn't it?
Do they have Border Patrol right there on every little section?
And there's like laser technology and Project Bluebeam. And
what's that?
Project Bluebeam?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, before we get into that, most recent ice age began 3 million years ago, continues today, and we are currently in an ice age.
See?
Told you.
We're in an ice age, people. We need some warming.
You're welcome. That's why I burned a bunch of styrofoam yesterday in the burn barrel.
Go buy a diesel truck and delete it.
What exactly are you do when you're deleting it? You're deleting the carbon emission.
The emissions. The DPF and HIJ and the LMNOP. You got to get all those stuff out there.
Project Bluebeam. Conspiracy theory. Come on. Except for it's real. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff on it, but basically, I think they were trying to. So basically, if you just shoot a beam up in the air, no, you're not really going to see it.
Laser beam?
Yeah, laser beam.
Okay.
But if you like intersect them, it kind of makes something.
Okay.
So they were trying to make like a false flag, or they still could, like a false flag event where it looks like Jesus Christ is coming back, even though they're actually just military industrial complexing a country. They're exporting freedom to another country, but it looks like Jesus is coming back. Like there's a bunch of other stuff to it.
Oh,
but that's one of those buzzwords where like, oh, conspiracy theories.
Okay.
You know where the word conspiracy theories first started being used?
I'm not sure.
Right after the JFK assassination.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So it's like, why would these people really think that our government would, what do you think of Bobby Kennedy Jr.?
What about him?
What do you think about him?
I don't have any input on him.
Nothing.
No. What do you think about him?
I was really excited about him at first, but then I realized he's just like a authoritarian.
Is he running for president?
Yeah.
Oh, see,
you don't even know that much?
Nope. I'm disconnected.
I just said you don't have to have your opinion on everything, but you should have some general idea.
I'm disconnected.
Like somebody could say, I am literally Satan, and I will prove it to you. And everybody goes, wow, that's Satan. And I'm running for the independent ticket of the United States. And you'd be like, yeah, I didn't see that.
I am disconnected, dude.
By choice.
Yeah.
That's fine. We're going to sit down one of these days, and I'm just going to, I don't know how I'm going to do it. You're going to get activated.
You're going to upload some info?
If I haven't gotten to you already, it's probably not going to happen. How many times do we sit down for dinner and I'm like, how do y'all like being taxed so much? You're like, I don't give a shit.
I just go to work, man. I don't know.
Like every time you get your paycheck and you look at your gross pay, you're not just pissed.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see the news and it's like,
we're sending all this money here and here. And here's a $90 trillion bill that we just
The thing that kills me about the bill is it's not an actual bill. It's a agreement, if you will.
Okay.
It's like, oh, well, like they called it the border bill.
Okay.
And then a bunch of stuff. Most of it was not going to the border at all.
That's what I hate about these bills.
They need to be single issue. That's been the biggest talking point. Single issue bills. Right.
Like it should be a page or two, not 1,000 pages where all this money is going here, here, here that has nothing to do with that. That's
and then all these Republicans co-signed on it. It's because it's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Right.
With American debt.
Right.
So it's like, and I don't want to get this wrong because I can't remember the actual numbers. I think they had a certain amount for the border, which was like peanuts compared to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took the border part out and then they still continued the bill.
Oh.
And they still called it the border bill.
Nice.
But then you have these.
Probably some rule you can't change the name.
The reason you can't just pass a single bill, it's like, well, the Democrats want this and the Republicans want this. So if we just jam all this in here, then they'll vote for it.
Right.
It's like they blackmail.
I wish that they would I don't know, put in, something on page 64 about paying off Tim's house and all his debt. 64. It'd be a drop in the bucket.
Dude, I'm totally fine with sending people money. Just take care of us first.
Yeah, take care of us first.
We have a huge hole in the ship right now. Mm-hmm. Let's take care of us.
Right.
I mean, we are the world's superpower, even though
allegedly,
as much as I don't like the idea of us being the world police, we are. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's what guarantees our dollar to be so strong. I don't like it, but that's the way it is. Mm-hmm. Every time you put a military base into a country, there's 700 something of them across the world. Every time you do that, you're backing the US dollar right there. Mm-hmm. This is our guarantee, which again, I don't really like that. That's just how it is. Mm-hmm. So we want to help people out. That's fine. We should, but, can we just fix us for a little bit for 5 seconds? Let's take a quick pause.
Yep. It's never going to be fixed.
Don't you say that.
Never.
I don't think it's designed to be fixed.
No.
Be honest with you.
On another note, what do you think about the incarceration lineup for 24?
I like it, dude.
Are you stoked?
I think it's natural for people to be like, I didn't get every band that I wanted.
Of course. Now, there's been a lot of complaining about the lineup.
Is it because it's overlapping?
Overlapping what?
Bands that have been there.
It could be, or I don't know people's reasons. I'm actually pretty happy with the lineup. Headliners, like I told you earlier, whatever.
It's the what do you call them? Underliners, or not co-headliners, but 4th to 8th down,
right?
4th to 6th down,
right? So. But I'm pretty excited for it. It's always a good time.
I don't think I could pick the band as they lay dying out of a lineup. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
It's I just saw them walking, but I'm I never thought, I didn't even know they still played music.
It's going to be sweet because it's going to be our childhood relived.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Who are you excited about the most?
I don't know. Probably Parkway Drive.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Never seen them before.
I just found out they're Australian.
Well, yeah, mate.
I thought they were from Cleveland.
No.
I thought they were from Sydney, Cleveland.
There is another band. Who else is from Cleveland that's come?
Oh, dude, I just had it.
Yeah. I can't think.
Forever, you're always.
I don't remember. But
Dreamwalker?
Dreamwalker. I'm in their video, bro.
Yep.
I've been in a metal video.
I should post the link to Dreamwalker's music videos. Tim's in there.
Yep. Just rocking out.
It's awesome. I'm going to post it.
Yeah.
He's just
and I've been looking for it for almost a year.
We thought it was just, they
probably cut me out.
Thought you just Stalined you out of the picture.
Yeah. I was going a little too hard.
Who else? Okay, I got to get that Cleveland band thing.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing that I saw who's going to be there is the band Filter.
Yeah. Which I had their CD back in the day, and I don't know why.
It was probably my CD.
No, I remember going to Walmart or one of those stores.
And you got it, huh?
Getting it off the shelf.
Can you name 2 of their songs? Because I can't.
No, I just know that.
I know the one. I think everybody knows the one. I don't want to say that.
Where's Bad Omens from?
I don't know. I would like to see them. I don't know all their songs.
What's Poison the Well? Have you ever heard them?
No, I don't think so. What do you think about Dropkick?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of want to see them for sure.
They play in Ohio all the time.
I know, but I don't know. I'm not a big go to see 1 or 2 bands.
Especially with this, it's let's just pack it all into 3 days.
I really like that we can see a lot of stuff. A lot of these other bands I've already seen. I've seen, like Shine Down and Godsmack, Hailstorm, Breaking Benjamin.
I haven't seen Hailstorm.
You haven't?
No.
They've been at Ink, I think. Haven't they?
Yeah.
I saw them a long time ago. Fit for a King again. I'm pretty excited about that. All in all, it's a good time. It doesn't even matter if you know the songs or not. Like, it's an awesome time.
Right.
So we'll have to you got tickets, right?
Yeah.
I'm still gonna try to win some.
Good luck, brother.
I already bought some, but
offer still stands. Anybody who wants to come.
yeah, if you want to come,
just drive.
Ink it up in the clink. You take me and Jared to and from. You know what? You just take us from.
Just take us from.
Just take us from.
Yeah.
You can come hang out with us. I'll throw you up. Crowd surf, whatever you want to do.
I'm not saying I'm not going to. Don't crowd surf me this year.
Jared's crowd surfing.
No.
You didn't get hurt crowd surfing.
No, but every time I look in the mirror, I'm reminded of my nose bleeding, and it's just too much for me. Dude.
I still see it.
I'm bringing in a support dog.
That would be sweet.
Emotional support dog. Everybody brings in their emotional support kids. So I'll bring in my emotional support. I saw people on Facebook like, is it okay if I bring my 5-year-old? And everybody's like, yeah, show him a good time. I'm like, you're dumb.
Yeah.
You're so dumb.
When I saw the baby being held, walked around in the chest rig, the carrier with no.
Are we haters for thinking that?
I don't think so.
It's pretty normal. It's pretty. Because I know people are like, I don't want to go because I don't want to get roughed up. And we're like, you're not going to get roughed up.
Right.
You're 5, though.
Yeah.
And it's actually almost different if you go sit on the blanket with your parents. Whatever.
Yeah. Go hang out.
Oh, dude. It's dangerous. Like, people have broken their necks.
Sure.
Plenty of times.
Sure.
Well, we'll talk about Ink some more later. We're about at an hour, so we'll wrap it up.
Okay. It was a good talk. It was good to get back in the laboratory and just, shoot the breeze.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
I mean, I like having guests on, but, sometimes it's good just to have
I like talking to you.
I like talking to you too.
Little bro talk.
Yeah, little bro talk. Come back again for another episode of Bro Talk.
Well, we just hit 500 subs on our YouTube page.
We did?
Yeah.
Dude, I wish I had one of those confetti streamers.
I'm going to put it in the video.
Can you put fire in my hand right now?
Yeah, probably on a short. I'll put it on a YouTube short.
Fire.
So thank you guys for subscribing to us and following along. And if you're just listening, Spotify, Apple, all that stuff, we really do appreciate it.
For sure.
You guys are awesome. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Tim, you want your famous sign off later line? And now.
Later.
See you guys.